They have got a young side. All right, let's move on. Let's stay with the title race then. Let's look ahead. Let's look back, sorry, at Arsenal 2, West Ham 0. Saka getting a 200th appearance today as well, getting a pen on that as well, scoring a pen. I'll be honest with you, West Ham, that was one of the most pathetic performances I might have actually seen from a team.
You're a top 10 West Ham hater, man. I've never seen anything
if you watch the game, I watched it, I was at work today, and it was absolutely dreadful. They basically went there with the thought process that we are just going to sit here and try and not concede and do absolutely nothing. I think they had, bar the first minute, I think they had their only other chance. I saw them actually leave their own half, was I think on the 91st minute.
Another corner.
Absolutely
They didn't have a shot on target.
They were so dreadful today. But it was a very, just routine win for Arsenal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good performance. It wasn't great. There was nothing special about it. I was on the watch along downstairs. It was nothing. We weren't out of our seats. We weren't raving and talking about this player and that player. No player in particular was a standout. No one had a great game. We struggled with man of the match a little bit because it wasn't like this player stood out or this player scored a banger. It's probably Declan Rice. I think he was the most consistent player throughout the game. Obviously got a goal.
You probably just give it to Timber.
I love Timber. I love Jurriën Timber.
Martin Ødegaard went off though again.
Yeah.
Is there a big concern? I obviously don't know what the injury is. I don't know if you know more than me, but him going off injured or not being able to finish a full game is becoming quite a consistent thing.
So Ødegaard is, I saw a stat earlier, the first player in Premier League history to be substituted before half time for 3 consecutive games. Which is mad. I feel so bad for this guy, man.
And it's different injuries as well.
So against Leeds, he obviously landed on his shoulder, went off. Same against Nottingham Forest, exactly the same injury.
Shoulder.
And then today, he's kind of gone to play the ball and he's like kicked the player's knee and his leg is like jarred and he's jarred his knee while he's kind of kicked out. So it was more like an impact injury. It wasn't like he's off the ball like a really bad one. And he actually got up, he played on for 5, 6, 7 minutes. And he felt something went off. So I really feel bad for the guy because he came on against Newcastle, was absolutely brilliant, changed the game. We end up winning that game. Midweek, I don't know if you guys watched the Champions League, Olympiacos, man of the match, best player on the pitch. Like the Martin Ødegaard, I haven't seen that Ødegaard in such a long time. Like he's been poor. He's been really poor for a long time after that injury last season. And I was just seeing him back to his best. Even the first 20 today, he looked good. So then, such a shame. But hopefully he's all right. Hopefully he's back after the international break.
This has been a huge few weeks actually in terms of Arsenal, hasn't it? Because it feels like we are very early on. I just want to reiterate that. But it does feel like the pendulum has kind of swung a little bit. We go back to last weekend and Liverpool had the opportunity to, go and make that statement beating Palace, who I think, they've got the longest run, isn't it?
Yeah, 19 games
19 games, like absolutely amazing job that Oliver Glasner has done there. But the pendulum has kind of swung because you can't just get by with the late winners, and now the momentum is back in Arsenal's favour. They've had a very good week. What's your thoughts and feelings then? Are you less worried about Liverpool than you maybe were 7-8 days ago?
I guess so. Yeah, it's nice to see that they can lose games. Like we were saying at the start of the season, they were just winning, not necessarily playing well, but finding a way to win. And it was like there were 2 situations in my head. It either goes. A lot of Liverpool fans were saying, we're not playing well, but we're winning. Wait until we start playing well. So I'm thinking, okay, if they start playing well now and they start putting in the performances, then they're going to keep winning and winning and winning. If they don't, buck up their ideas and start putting in performances, keep putting in performances like this, then it's going to go the other way. So it could have gone one or 2 ways, and they haven't improved their performances. I think some Liverpool players have got worse. I think Salah hasn't been at the level at all. Konate's got worse. He's been consistently bad over the past few games. Yeah. Like I said, the right-back situation is a problem. The striker situation, we don't know what's going on there. So obviously, as an Arsenal fan, I'm glad it's gone that way and they haven't clicked.
So to piggyback on the back of Abby's question there, on Arsenal specifically, have you noticed a little bit of maybe a mentality change? You went into the City game, obviously. It was widely critical that he was maybe a little bit too cagey, a little bit too defensive in that game with his team selection. You get the last-minute equaliser, massive celebrations for a draw. And then you look at the flip reverse of that, the Newcastle game, the mentality you showed to come back in that game. To even when you scored the equaliser, everyone, Declan Rice, get your ass back here. We're going to get that win and we need it. And today, have you seen maybe a mentality switch within Arsenal, within the club, within the past couple of weeks? between Arteta, the players, maybe a bit more of an aggressive approach?
I don't know about mentality switch. I think every player in that team believes that this team is good enough to go on and win this league. I just think maybe tactically there are a few mistakes from Mikel. I genuinely believe we could have gone to Anfield and won against the state that Liverpool were in when we played them. Don't get me wrong, very good team, but it was a small margins that won it for them in Szoboszlai's free kick. I feel like if we went for it and we played a more attacking midfield, we would have won the game. And I don't know what that means. And the same against City. If we played a more attacking midfield and started with more intent against City, I think we could have won that game. So my disappointment, and it's crazy to say as an Arsenal fan right now, my disappointment is that we haven't won every single game. Because apart from that Liverpool game, which I believe if we'd set up differently, we could have won. And I think we could have beat City. Apart from those two games, we've won every game. So it's been a very good start.
It's just more on those big games where, like, we would expect you to beat West Ham.
Yeah, for sure.
We would expect you to beat Leeds. No offense, but like it's the big games where you don't need to be so cautious. Like you have the quality there, especially this season after the transfers you brought in, the squad depth that you have. These are the moments where you then have to, look at Mikel Arteta has to look at himself and say, I trust in this squad and I trust in the business that I've done, that I can take the handbrake off, and we are more than capable of going and winning away from it, because that's a sign of champions for me.
Yeah, you know what? I actually think when it comes to Arsenal, I've said this before. When it comes to Arsenal, there's not really a big worry with the big six. They generally get good results against the big six. Their problems have come in the form of West Ham's, Bournemouth's, those kind of teams. Like West Ham has been Arsenal's bogey team for the last 2 seasons now.
Yeah.
So today is actually a bigger win in some senses than, or for example, even Newcastle away. That's a massive
that was very
one.
Big, yeah.
That's a massive one. So yeah, today West Ham, especially with Nuno coming there and being like, right, I've been in the door for about a week. I'm going to sit in and defend, and that's all I'm going to do. We knew that's how Nuno was going to set up.
Absolutely crazy work, by the way, against a team that has, like, literally lives for set pieces. Like, why even put yourself under that amount of pressure?
Yeah, I think...
Not saying go, Ange ball, but I'm just saying, like...
Play a little
bit. Play a little bit.
Yeah,
you've still got a team that's got Paqueta in it, you've got Somerville, you've got Jarrod Bowen. Like, try something.
Yeah.
Something.
No, I hear it. I do hear it.
They would have got destroyed. If they did that, they would have got absolutely destroyed.
I do think if you give Arsenal space to play... with Ødegaard, Ødegaard went off, but with even Eze on the pitch, Saka on the pitch, I do think and if you give Gyökeres space to run into, because Gyökeres, if he's against the low block and he's sort of not a lot of space in the box and there's not spaces for him to make little short, sharp movements in the box, that's how you can kind of kill him, not give him any chances. But Arsenal are now in this kind of realm of like, with the Olympiacos game and the West Ham game, they're a little bit similar in the sense of nothing too exciting, nothing too flashy, but they almost suffocate opponents into a loss. They don't let them out. They're in the opposition half for most of the game, and they'll find a route to goal some way, somehow, which is an impressive attribute to have.
The only thing, I want to see us score a few more goals. I think there's been chances over the past couple of games. Olympiacos now today, we just need to finish teams off a bit sooner. That's the only criticism right now. But we're playing well, man. We're winning games, like you say, it's quite comfortable. And just one more point.
Yeah.
The hardest game we'll play all season is Anfield, Liverpool away. All right, cool, we lost that on the finest of margins. I genuinely think the mentality that you're talking about in this Arsenal team now was that we can win every single game we play. I think the squad is there. The experience now from the past couple of years. We keep saying it, there's no excuses. This Arsenal team should, from this position, go on and win this league. And I truly believe they will.
Okay, that's a thought I don't want, but okay, we'll have it for now, 7 games in.
It's worse, facts.